Good morning, it's Gary Odom. I'm doing a little demonstration of the TDVT. This is open market trading. I've done some of these videos before. I'm not sure where they are, probably on YouTube somewhere. But in either case, this is a 3 minute, 9 minute, 27-minute chart setup. We're going to be doing something, I guess you could call it aggressive cherry picking. Essentially, what we're going to be doing is looking for a setup on the middle chart and the short chart. Really doesn't make any difference which one comes first. We just want them both going our way. And this is very important. We need support out of the long chart moving average. Okay? Now, everything is standard settings the way it comes. This is a simple moving average in all charts. It's the 520-30 for the MACD and the 532 for the stochastics, which is the standard setup for top dog trading. Now, you will see things blinking on and off. You wouldn't see this if you didn't have the study. If you were using lines or looking at the bottom, what have you, you would perceive that you were seeing things that really weren't there. This is measuring very sensitive measurements. It knows exactly what the inclination of the line is and which way it's going and whether it's crossed or whatever. So we trust these signals. We don't try to read things into it, talking about, well, I should have a signal here and I should have a signal there. There's a lot going on that you cannot see that will affect momentum. So let's just trust the labels and go from there. You notice I've turned all the arrows off on the screen. I don't like them. They're distracting. They seem to make one believe there's a lot of confusing information because they're blinking on and off, and people get all disturbed about that. They want an arrow to come on and stay on. Well, guess what? Price doesn't cooperate. It doesn't come on, do its thing, and stay there. It changes. So we have to work with that, and this enables us to do so. Uh, I'm expecting a short trade, and I'm telling you why I'm expecting a short trade. I'm looking at this chart over here, the long-term chart. We had a terrific move down. We had a big retrace, and then another move down, and another retrace. I can't see that it's going to go anywhere but down with all this downward energy. This is all pre-market stuff. And if it's pre-marketed, many times carries over to the market. Not always. Sometimes news will make it pop and go the other way. But I don't know of anything dramatic that's going on the 22nd, so that hasn't already been reflected by the market. So we're going to wait and see how it goes. I'm going to run the chart at 3 times the speed. It's running at the standard speed now. I'm going to run it at 3 times the speed. As a matter of fact, it doesn't even look like it's running. I haven't turned it on yet. So anyway, I'm going to turn it on now. And away we go. We got the first spurt of volume here. This is market open volume. We're at 9:30 market open. I'm going to bump it. I want to move it a bit. I want to get it up about a 5-minute bump or 4-minute bump because I don't want to spend the time waiting for all this to happen. Actually, it'll go by pretty quickly. It'll go by in about 2 minutes, so maybe we can ride it through and see what's going to go on. And I can talk about things that's going on. I'll go ahead and talk about these SRT lines. This has nothing to do with TDVT, but they're on the screen. Therefore, it gives me something to do. These are created by the TWSRT, and they are bullish and bearish support lines. Green is bullish support and red is bearish support. And price is pretty much, done what it's supposed to. These lines were formed way before they impact things. These were formed way back when. These two here were formed on this candle right here. This one here was formed on this candle, and you can see this is a bearish support zone, and its price has really, really respected this zone. It's just not going above and close above. Again, we have a bullish support zone. So guess what we have? We have a consolidation of price in this zone. We need to break this zone before we're going to get a trade, and it's trying to now. We still have an uptrend on the middle chart, so obviously we don't have a setup. I fully expect everything to turn red because it's so close to it now. Uh, I didn't actually check this out. Maybe I should have. Maybe I'm gonna get egg on my face. I just took a setup that looked good and I went with it. So we all red here. I only need a red trend here. It's trend still up here. You say, well, wait a minute. We're missing a chance. We're not getting in. Yeah, hold your horses. A lot of times you can get your shorts jerked up around your chin trying to get in too quick, especially at market open. So we're going to trust our labels. They don't lie. You know, they take in consideration all the stuff that's going on. We don't have to worry about retraces. We don't have to do any of that. We just need to have fractals to compare. We need to make sure that our price is not getting into trouble by going into some zone of impact. Now, you notice this green zone is back here. It still has an impact on price, even though the lines aren't there. That is a zone of influence, and price is price no matter where it is or when it is. And you'll notice it's having a little bit of difficult time getting through there. See the short chart? It has to get through that zone before we're going to be able to have a setup. That's why I said hold on. This is not going anywhere. This is just open market insanity, I call it. I mean, people just retail traders and what have you. You won't find a professional guys trading this market. I don't trade it. They know better. It's too much headache. But a lot of people want to trade it. They think this is the time to get in. So I'm making a video on it. I'll make a video on the other. You can see just how much more calm and sublime it is to trade. We're still really waiting for a setup. It's still banging around between these two zones, and it'll continue to do so until it breaks this zone and moves on. We're at 9:36 now. Maybe in a couple of minutes, which will be like 9:40 because, well, actually it's running 3 times the speed. So maybe a minute and a half or so, it might start getting into the zone or where we want to look. Should be bring us a new bar is what I'm thinking. When you get a new bar, maybe it'll start turning. This video always runs longer than I want it to. Oh, you may have been hearing bells, little bells, and what that's about is I have the alert turned on to just bring my attention to whenever the things turn to a solid color of some sort, because I'm talking and sometimes I'll get distracted. You don't need it, but if you want it, it's there. I'll show you where it is. It's down here. There it is, somewhere. Where'd it go? There it is. Show alert right here. And what you see, I activate alert. Show here. I'll just show you what it looks like. I'll turn it on this chart. And it has nothing to do with making a trade decision. It's just an alert. That's all it is. So it'll come up here in a second. See, bullish alert over here. That's just telling us that all these bars are green. Again, it's not a trade signal. You find it's not necessarily timely. It has a tendency to be delayed in coming up here. The bell is pretty quick, but sometimes the label's a little slow. And that's okay, because again, it's not a trade one. You say, oh, I have a trade, everything's green. Yeah, right. We still have a downtrend on the long chart. So, don't be jumping in on this thing unless you want to scalp. If you want to scalp, you're trading within one bar. Go for it. I wish you the best of luck. Wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. I mean, look, here's 2 bars. These are 3-minute bars. We got this. And how are you going to make money off of this? It could be back to where you got in at a blink of an eye. So anyway, this looks nicely. This bar is extending now. It's got a wick up top, which is a pretty good sign that the bears are now. Well, and now we have a wick on the bottom, so the bulls have jumped back in again. They're well, look here. Yeah, we're going good now. It's trying to break this zone. That's what we need. Got to have that before anything's going to happen. All right, it's broken his own. Let's see if it'll stay there. Okay, we got a red signal here. Now, what are you doing over here? It's waiting is what it's doing. Indeed, indeed. Okay, we have a long, a downtrend here. We just need to get a trend change here, and we should be okay. That should happen very soon. But we do want it to happen before we get in. You see, it backs up. You could have got caught in this. It's better to get some confirmation. Boy, it just aggravates the daylights out of you when you're having to wait for this stuff. I'm waiting for a bell. When I get a bell, I know I got it. So I don't have to keep watching it because I have the alert turned on. That's what the bell's all about. All right, here's another rule. We have all red here and all red here, regardless of what's in the middle. Since you're supported on both ends, you could take a trade, but you know Dad's back up now. So it might have stopped you out if you put in a close stop. You'd taken a trade there and put a close stop in, it might stop you out. But if you take those kind of trades, where it's all red on both ends or all green on both ends, be sure you put enough stop in to let it run up and down. It's a little more risky trade, but it doesn't violate any rules. There's a lot of different rules you can apply. You have to decide which ones you want to use. I want to use the one that I have a downtrend on this chart, and I have all red here and all red here, or all green if you're going for a long trade. And I don't have that yet. And as you see, had I taken this trade here, I'd have been way back up in here again. That's why I use what I use. But if you're going to take away confirmation on these trades, be sure that you allow enough in your stop so you don't get stopped out. Okay, it's trying to give us a signal. We have all reds here. You can forget about that yellow. It doesn't make any difference. I need to get this out of my way. We got all reds there. So we can take a trade here. I'm going to, but I have no idea if it's going to record things for me. Okay, we're into the trade. Who knows if it's going to account it? It says 2650, I think is what it says that it bought. Now, the thing about it is as soon as I did that, it started pre-buffering. So I suspect that my accounting is not going to be correct. And 2650 was not accurate because it was right here actually at about 2652. The 2650 down here, we took the trade off of this bar. So we're going to use this accounting. We're going to call it 2652.75 is where we sold, because here I'll show you. It's still pre-buffering, so that's troublesome. You see, it's not showing anything. It's showing that I'm down 4 units. That's because of some carryover from something else. But we don't worry about that because, as a matter of fact, I'll just clear it. It's not going to affect us one iota. We'll just buy that and send that, and I think that's going to bring it back to 2. We're still waiting. We're still waiting to see what price is going to do. There it is. Yeah. Okay. We just, oh, see, this doesn't work. All right, do that. Oh, come on. This is just not working at all. Okay, let me just do it here. I just want to clear that chart. We're waiting. We're just waiting is all we're doing. Okay, we have 0 on the monitor thing now. But we know that we bought at 2652.75, which is right about there. So what we're going to do is we're going to add about 3 points to this. That's going to be our stop, which is going to be 2655.75, and we're going to put it up here. Actually, that would be a real safe place to put it. Let's say 2655. Let's do that. Okay, we're going to buy custom because this is going to be a stop. Do it there. Now we got in at 2652.75. Let's take about 5 points off of that. That's going to be 6 points. Let's call it 2646 as our exit point. And we'll make it 75 as well because the price of entry was 75. So that's a nice clean 6 points, $600 for 2 contracts. Now I don't know if it's going to do the accounting because I deleted all that out, so I'm not concerned about it. I just want these markers to know where we are for pricing to look. And obviously we're not going to get stopped out. We're well into the trade. We're down here at 26.49 right now. That's about $300. Okay. This used to work. It's still pre-buffering, so obviously it's not going to work. I'm going to have to get with TOS support, their programming team, and let them know what's going on here. Because this is obscene. It works maybe during business hours, but it's certainly not working over the weekend. Now, what I would do in this case, we move way down. So what I would do is I would take this stop and move it down here. Okay? So it goes back up there, it'll stop us out. This is about 26.51 here. It shows me what it is. 26.5150, which is at profit because we bought it at 26.5275. So even if it goes against this, we're going to be at profit. Now, I'm going to tell you, when I'm trading in a more stable environment, my exit points are a whole lot more flexible. If I get some green action on a short chart, I'm getting out. If it closes a green bar, I'm gone. Because this is way down. I don't think it'll get there. 26.48 is probably, no, 26.46. No, I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see. It's 26.48 now. I don't know, maybe so. It's looking pretty good. We need to go to 46. May not happen. We're getting these wicks on the bottom. Now don't move it. I know you have a temptation to move it. Don't move it. Because you're going to make nice profit if it hits it. If you move it, you may miss it and it goes against you. So allow it there to be there. No, see, it's not even working. It didn't even trigger. But anyway, it would have taken us out here at 26.47. And that would have been our profit of about $600. But it didn't even fire because the system is just whacked. That's okay. All right. Let's say we did not get out at that point. Let me go ahead and take these off the screen because they mean nothing anyway. I would get out here because I got a green bar. Okay, that's about a point higher than what we got out. That's where I would get out. And that would have been, about $500. So that's it. But I wish I could actually show you the accounting on this, but it just simply does not work. Now look how pretty this is. It's just red all across the top. But stochastics is going against us. When we are trading in fast charts, in these open market conditions, we cannot afford to let it track up too far. Even though it may track all the way up to here and then come back down It may not, because these things change so quickly on market open. So my recommendation to you is set a profit line like we did. We set it for $600. We made $600. And take it. And then wait for another setup. Now, I don't care what happens. Now, you're not going to get a setup for we're too long in the tooth here. I never, ever trade on the bottom of a bar this long. You will get hurt. So that's all I got for you. If there's anything I can do for you, just drop me an email. You can go to topdogstudies@gmail.com. You can go to testedwisdom.com and click the support button there. Whatever works for you. Now, you'll find me on the YouTube, both under Tested Wisdom and under Top Dog Trading. And just let me know if I can help you in any kind of way. As a matter of fact, if you go to testedwisdom.com and subscribe, I'll send you little newsletters out now and then, little tips and what have you, how to do things, much like I just did today. So anyway, we'll see you on the other side.